Coming up at 149, Matt Fittery of Lock Haven in his home arena, if you will, here at the Thomas Fieldhouse against George Hickman of Bloomsburg. What are they, about 35, 40 miles apart, these two schools, Lock Haven and Bloom?
Yeah, not a long way.
Not a long way at all. And both of these young guys at 149 have, you know, as they travel around the country, 149 is a weight nationally, is just loaded. It really is. And these two guys are right there. Top three finishers will qualify for the 2009 NCAA tournament, but there's some tough customers around the country at 149, and this tournament's no exception either.
Well, when you look at weight classes, that 149, 157, you know, those are about the average sizes of a lot of people. So you're going to get a lot of athletes who have a tremendous amount of athletic skill, talent, ability, as well as ability to work hard. And there are going to be a lot of them in that 49-pound category. And these are two very quality wrestlers here between Fittery and Hickman.
Well, Fittery had to get through David Jarugi of West Virginia in a 5-3 decision, and he didn't have that done until late in the third period. Hickman had a relatively easy time with Greg Lewis of Clarion winning 6-1. Fittery from Cocalico High School outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Hickman from Wilmington, North Carolina, Riverside High School.
Well, Fittery so far has really kind of gone some upper body oriented kinds of things and trying to pull Hickman up and keep him uncomfortable, getting under those arms, trying to pull him up in the air, see if he can throw him or trip him or things along those lines, and was close to having a little bit of an advantage a couple of different times. And no points have been awarded in the match so far, but some pretty good action from that perspective. And you don't see that a lot as much anymore. A lot of upper body oriented kinds of moves, a lot of leg attacks, a lot of pulling the head down, a lot of spinning around the corner. But sometimes in these weight classes you don't see somebody with a body lock or a headlock and things along those lines. Not quite as high percentage, but definitely if you know what you're doing up there, you can create a lot of havoc for people throughout the country.
Well, Lock Haven coach Rocky Bonomo is one of the greats ever in Eastern Wrestling League history. Two-time champ himself. Wrestled at Bloomsburg. Two-time All-American.
He wasn't a thrower. He was a shooter. He
was a shooter.
He was a shooter. Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt about that.
Well, they've kind of turned Fittery into a thrower. He was more of a shooter when he started his career, but that's a good observation by you, Tony. He's much thicker in the upper body, and I think that's kind of an answer to try and stay at 149, a comfortable weight class, but become more of a contender against the national guys where he's going in a couple of weeks, the NCAA tournament.
Well, you know, it's like in every sport. You want to be on the top of it. You have to have a combination of some things. You have to be strong enough to be able to fight your way in and out of certain positions. You have to work on being very technically sound. So that nice high crotch and a duck under. He doesn't have the takedown yet, but there it is. Just a beautiful high crotch that Fittery slipped in there and almost turned it into a duck under at the same time and got himself a nice 2-point takedown on Hickman.
See, he's so much stronger than he was a year ago when I last saw him anyway.
And again, that definitely helps. So you got that strength. You need to have some agility, obviously. There's an attempted Granby roll. That Granby roll is a nice roll to have. But boy, you have to be careful when you're wrestling somebody that likes to cling to you on top. Because when you start to cling on top, boy, that sometimes leads into near fall. Here comes that high crotch. Watch him just post this elbow right underneath it. Turns it out into a duck under, and then eventually finishes that for that 2-point takedown. Just nice and slick.
Come back to live action. Well, one thing, these guys, they're not spending too much time on their feet like we've seen in previous weight classes here.
Well, they've been nice and active, and there's a 1-point escape that Hickman eventually gets himself out.
John Nath is the chief referee for this. Again, they bring in top referees from all over for this.
And then Fittery tried that same move again, that high crotch duck under. Oh, and there's a nice shot by Hickman. Low single leg. He's having a little bit of tough time getting around the corner as Fittery doing a good job of just basically reaches, grabs his own ankle, and tries to pin.
The Hickman of Bloomsburg is the one standing. Last year wrestled at both 141 and 149 pounds. And I think that John Stutzman just decided, look, let's just stay one place this year, and that's where they've decided to put him at 149.
Well, you know, sometimes that's a nice shot by Fittery. He's in on that single leg, but Hickman just jumps right over the top of him and tries to come around the backside. And he might have himself a 2-point takedown now as he gets in on the single leg, and just a great scramble by both guys. Now Fittery's working to get himself around the corner and see if he can score the takedown. He's got the leg hooked. Fittery trying to look at official John Nath that says, I have his leg hooked, I should get 2 points. John Nath doesn't agree with him, and honestly, John Nath's the only opinion that counts. So, and Fittery just kind of stopped. We're probably going to end up with a stalemate here in just a second. Or maybe not. There's getting down to let about 7-8 seconds tick off the clock, and neither person's in a real great position. Hickman in a little better position now, and now we're going to stop it for a potentially dangerous with one
hold of the foot, twisting that ankle
right.
and various other things. My foot was starting to hurt watching that.
Yeah.
So
did I mention the flexibility part? Did I mention that's kind of important?
Better believe it.
Too.
Well, somebody's got your foot, twisting your ankle. Oh, there's a chin in your back. Here we go. It's anybody's match here at 149. 2-1 Fittery based on that takedown. The only scoring for Hickman has been an escape. That's it. But it hasn't been for lack of effort.
Now, this has been a very well-wrestled match by both guys. They've just done a nice job of continuing to move, and nice job by Hickman in terms of just popping him up, Fittery up in the air, bring him back down to the mat.
You're right. There's a lot of good action here for a 2-1 bout right now.
Well, a little bit high, and he fell off. I mean, Hickman, you could see, just tried to force that power half there a little bit, and now he's trying to force a roll, and now he's going to give up a near fall. Did he give him a 1 count?
1 count.
I can't see. It looks like he's got a 1 count, not a 2 count. But I'll tell you what, that was the two kind of desperation-oriented moves. You're in a 1-point match. You had, at that point, was a minute and a half left. You had plenty of time. All you have to do is be a little patient, you know. And sometimes that happens, but you expect, you know, sometimes seniors not to be that desperate that early in the match.
Well, also piling up the riding time is Fittery as well. He is a total command now at 4-1. So at this point, you're thinking, I'm up 3. I play offense with defense, right? Well, I've got the riding time clock in my favor. I mean, everything's going my way if I'm Fittery.
You've got the riding time clock. It's not up enough to get yourself a point. You're in that 52-second range. It's 4-2 now. You're both on your feet. Certainly, I mean, you don't have to go, you know, wild in terms of trying to be too offensive so that you give up a takedown doing something, getting yourself out of position. But at the same time, you know, he's got to know that Hickman's coming after him.
All right.
And Hickman is going to come after him. There's no doubt about that. Oh, there's the double unders. And if nothing else, Hickman's not in a great position to score a lot of offense from there. So, you know, Fittery just kind of hangs out there for a little while, and
here comes Hickman, man. He's got something going on.
Tries to jump around the corner to just twist and twist and twist, and Fittery holding on to that ankle for dear life. This is really how that last match ended, right in this particular spot, right exactly like this.
That's Fittery. Get out of that. Wow, what a great play.
It's not a takedown yet. He's still got that leg, so there won't be a takedown. And we've watched 2 matches in a row end exactly the same way in that scramble, holding on to each other's legs, twisting and turning around for dear life, and just an excellent match. And now they split the series, you know, 2-2 through the year. But Matt Fittery is going to be the EWL champion.
Wow, what a great match at 149 right there. Kind of, you know, literally a backyard brawl. I mean, they're right next door to each other for the most part, Bloom and Lockhaven. We'll be back with more. You're watching the Eastern Wrestling League Championships. We are at the Thomas Fieldhouse at Lock Haven. We'll be back with more action coming up after this.